Metal Sonic was once a certified badass, overthrowing Dr. Eggman and plotting a world invasion just to kill Sonic the Hedgehog. Unfortunately, that was the past, and now we have a metal inconvenience that happens to appear once or twice in every other Sonic game, to be an underwhelming 5-minute long boss fight. I believe that 2026 could shine a spotlight on this fallen character, and I am not waiting until December of this year to make a video about it. My name is Expendable, and you probably already know that because you clicked on the video, and welcome to my guide to Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic made his first appearance in Sonic CD, an old Sonic game that also housed the first appearance of Amy Rose, Sonic's very own personal nuisance. Amy and Metal Sonic have always been two characters that seem to correlate together, and it starts off in this very game when Metal Sonic casually kidnaps Amy right after she catches the hots for Sonic. Metal Sonic was created to match Sonic's unrivaled speed and agility, and kidnapping Amy was a setup to use her as bait to get Sonic in a good spot to get jumped, basically. This spot was Little Planet, which we don't necessarily need to talk about right now. Fast forward through Sonic CD. Sonic does a whole ton of crap going through levels and stuff and meets Metal at Stardust Speedway, an iconic level in Sonic history, being known for the first showdown between Sonic and his artificial copy. You can really see in this boss fight how fast Metal Sonic is, and it becomes apparent that this thing was designed to best Sonic and practically do everything he can, but better. And that almost was the case, if not for Sonic's plot armor and the fact that I said unrivaled speed a couple seconds ago. This race seemed kind of pointless to me in the act because I don't see any real attempts to try and take out Sonic in this fight. In my eyes, it looks like a test to see how Metal Sonic fights Sonic in action. This interaction tested a lot of things, like Sonic's speed compared to Metal Sonic's, how a Metal Sonic adapts to Sonic and vice versa, just a whole ton of things Dr. Robotnik can later improve on for the future. And speaking of the future, Metal Sonic's immediate future after Sonic CD kinda sucks. He appeared in Sonic Triple Trouble as a surprise boss fight, which was cool at the time of release. It definitely got old players to go like, "Whoa, it's Metal Sonic, I can't believe it!" But yeah, there was no plot, no story, and ultimately no role for our boy Metal here. This same process occurred for many games to come after this, those games being Knuckles Chaotix, Sonic Drift 2, Sonic R, Sonic Adventure, and Sonic Adventure 2. In Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, Metal Sonic had even less of a role, just being a regular unlockable character that works the same way Sonic does. I'm sure this was just Sonic Team's way of saying Metal Sonic is an occurring character, and you are going to understand this information because we are throwing him in your face every chance we get. Fortunately, after Sonic Adventure 2, we get to see the peak of Metal Sonic's story and character. This isn't that fortunate though, because as I said, it is the peak of it. Sonic Heroes was a great game that really kept the hype of Sonic Adventure 2 going upon release. But it's very important for me to tell you that Sonic Heroes was made to be a soft reboot to the Sonic franchise. Why, you may ask? It's because around this time, Sega began putting their games on other consoles, such as the Nintendo GameCube and PS2. And new players were getting their first introductions to Sonic with Sonic Heroes. Because of this, Sega wanted Sonic Heroes to be a good old down-to-earth game, with no crazy over-the-top story with any military intervention and space lizards of the sort. Just a game to simply help players get to know the characters better. Now, although at first glance, this seems like a massive limiter to the potential of this game, trust me, it was still a banger and it was still iconic. I'm gonna keep the story of what happens here real simple, so let's set the scene. Sonic is going for a run or something, and Tails and Knuckles pull up in a tornado and they're like, "Yo, Sonic, we got this odd note from Dr. Eggman that is inviting us to stop him from invading the world in 3 days." And Sonic is like, "Alright, I'm in," or something, and they spend the entire game going to stop Eggman from taking over the world. They go defeat Eggman, and that Eggman was actually a fake. It turns out Eggman was kidnapped by none other than his own son, Metal Sonic, and he introduces his new and improved, better looking form called Neo Metal Sonic. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I've come to realize that I need to become stronger and better to defeat you, Sonic. So I took Eggman and overthrew him. Now I'm collecting you and your friends' data to feed into myself, to make myself the ultimate Sonic and better Sonic because I am better than you, Sonic. And when I kill you, I'll be the true Sonic because I'll be the only Sonic. Ha ha ha." So, that was the best summary I could supply for you for the main basis of the game. Neo Metal Sonic is trying to get all the data from all Sonic characters to make himself stronger and better to complete his intended goal of defeating Sonic to become the only true Sonic. What makes this so special to me though is that Metal Sonic is having a clear identity crisis here. He understands that he's made to be the exact copy of Sonic and he cannot stand it. He wants individuality for himself, but can achieve that because he is exactly what he was designed to be. His way to cope with that is to eliminate Sonic, making him the only Sonic and therefore the superior one. This entire internal conflict makes Metal Sonic so much cooler of a character to me, and more importantly, it adds depth to him. After Metal Sonic successfully collects enough data from Team Sonic, Rose, Chaotix, and Dark, he transforms into this freaking thing, better known as Metal Overlord, and proves to be a major threat that Sonic needs to go super to beat his ass. I don't exactly know why collecting data from all the Sonic characters prompts Neo Metal Sonic to turn into a giant dinosaur looking thing, but he proves to be very powerful, showcasing his speed, durability, strength, ability to fly, and ability to use chaos control with ease against Sonic. Sonic wins though because of the power of friendship and whatnot, resulting in Metal losing all the power he gained over the course of the game and forever changing his character once again. The aftermath of Sonic Heroes led to a depressing trend for Metal Sonic, which became repetitive routine. In Sonic Generations, Metal Sonic was a quick mini boss fight for classic Sonic to beat to get a Chaos Emerald. In Sonic Forces, he was a mini boss fight that lasted maybe 2 minutes at most. In Sonic Colors Ultimate, you can race him once in every planet to earn customization options. Most recently, and probably his biggest role since Sonic Heroes, Metal Sonic was a boss fight in Shadow Generations. Metal Sonic has been in a lot of the new Sonic games, but simply as a character that is just there to be a boss one time, just for the sake of him being there. Honestly, I'm discontent with the way Metal Sonic was treated for the future after Sonic Heroes. Look, I understand you can't give him a big ass role like Sonic Heroes every game, and I completely understand that Sonic Team needs to put new villains under the spotlight. But that does not justify randomly throwing him in games just to stand in some cutscenes like in Sonic Forces and then appear in a 2-minute long boss fight. It severely undermines the character that Metal Sonic is supposed to be, and it makes it seem like the character he was in Sonic Heroes died altogether after he was defeated by Team Sonic. I know I just talked a lot of smack about the mistreatment of Metal in the more recent years, and I believe that is the truth, but of course, that is just my opinion. I am not a story writer or anything, so this is simply just my opinion on the treatment of this character in the games. However, I can confidently say that Sonic Team may be cooking up some very exciting things for the character. The post-credits scene for Sonic the Hedgehog 3 showed a very hype scene of Metal Sonic and an army of prototypes jumping Sonic just at the border of New York. And Right before Sonic gets his ass kicked, Amy jumps in to lend a hand. Now, people are saying that this is going to be a possible remake of Sonic CD, but it will be very difficult to remake a game where the premise is just Sonic running to find Amy because Metal took her. I can see that happening in the movie, but also a blend of Sonic heroes and hopefully a Neo Metal Sonic to deal with for Sonic and his team. To me, it makes perfect sense since the base form of Metal was already shown in the post-credits. I could be wrong though, so please do not hold my judgment. I do remember someone from the development team saying things about Sonic 4 being a romantic comedy and not much use of Super Sonic, potentially. Another big thing that will most definitely bring Metal Sonic back into the spotlight is the rumored remake of Sonic Heroes, which would be sweet since the game is pretty much impossible to play now on any platform. I recently started reading the 2018 Sonic comics by Ian Flynn, and I am thoroughly enjoying every page of it. Ian Flynn did an incredible job with this comic. I've currently read volumes 1 through 3, and it is truly an amazing take on the characters. There is one thing about this comic line that really stands out to me. That being that it takes place immediately after Sonic Forces. The writing is just phenomenal. Ian also gives Neo Metal Sonic a comeback, and the character is just amazing. I am glazing this a lot right now, but I need to tell you that this comic proves that it is possible to bring Neo back into the mix after being exposed to his potential in the comics. I believe that he deserves a place back in the games and the future movie as well. Just the fact that Ian Flynn can create such hype scenes on a comic book panel using the aftermath of Sonic Forces is just absolutely insane. It's mind-blowing. If you want to see some modern action of Neo, I highly recommend you read some of the Ian Flynn Sonic the Hedgehog comics. I'll drop a link in the description if you want to check that out. With that being said, I hope I'm not wrong about Metal getting some attention, and please leave a comment below. Tell me what you think about Metal Sonic as a character. Does he deserve more spotlight time? If you like this video, please don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button for me. It'll be greatly appreciated. And it would encourage me to make more videos just like this one for you. As always, Sonic Squad, hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Peace out.